In this module, we will critically evaluate the resource-based view of the firm. I hope you guys remember that in the last few modules, we have been talking about what is the resource-based view of the firm. If you guys remember, the resource-based view of the firm is in the contrary to the Porter's school of thought, which suggests that an organization can have a competitive advantage if they are able to negotiate successfully with the external environment. In the external environment, they may include, or it might include, the competitors, customers, and legal environment, the economic environment, and so on. So an organization is better able to perform if it is better in a position to negotiate with the external environment. However, on the other hand, resource-based view suggested that these are the internal resources of the organization that can help an organization to achieve a sustainable competitive advantage. This view has not gone without any criticism. So the first thing first, resource-based view does not currently constitute a theory, and they question the extent of its explanatory and predictive power. When we say explanatory and predictive power, what we mean? We mean that something can predict something. So we are actually positing that resource-based view or some resources can predict an organization performance, or the explanation in the performance depends on some resources. So this is the criticism, that where is the theory? Which theory supports that the resources which we have discussed in the past can explain the variation in the performance, or that can predict the performance of an organization? In other words, resource-based view of the firm remains a model or a concept, but it lacks what is or where is theory in it. So RBV does not take sufficient account of the external environment. As I said, that the resource-based view is in sharp contrast to the Michael Porter school of thought, which is based on the external environment. The question is, the resource-based view is also focusing on the internal resources only. It's not talking about how the external factors influence an organization performance. Whereas the resource-based view, or the scholars who are the proponents of resource-based view of the firm, they think that the Michael Porter school of thought is overly focused on the external environment and ignores the internal environment. Whereas the proponents of the external school of thought, they suggest that where is the external environment in the resource-based view? Eventually, organizations perform where they are surrounded by or they are influenced by some external environment. For example, the economic environment, the suppliers, and so on. So it may be very difficult to identify resources. This is another criticism. Criticism that it may be very difficult to identify resources that fit all the criteria all the times. Please try to remember what criteria we have discussed for a resource to be a source of sustainable competitive advantage. We said that the resource must be rare, resource must be valuable, resource must be cannot be imitated, or resource cannot be substituted. VRIO model. So if you look at the VRIO model, according to that, something which cannot be imitated, which resources cannot be imitated, which resources cannot be substituted, it is hard to find a resource, or it is difficult to identify those resources which can fit these criteria all the times. So for example, if one characteristics of a resource that is impossible to know, this is another level of criticism, that the resource-based view suggests that the source of competitive advantage, or the resource can be a source of competitive advantage if the competitors don't know what are the basics of an organization competitive advantage. For example, it could be synergy, capabilities, competencies, or the social environment, or the social interaction of the employees. If something we don't know, then how can we manage something what we don't know? So resources that is impossible to know how it helps to create advantage, then how can an organization manage that resource which we don't know? For example, if it is the social capital advantage and it is hard to see because it is intangible and it is hard to manage within the organization, then the question is how an organization can manage those resources which even they don't know, or even which they can't see, or even they don't know the origins or the critical value of those sources in the sustainable competitive advantage. Thank you.